Aidan Whiteman, better known online as White Eyes Fishing, is a passionate young fisherman who loves sharing his adventures with the world. His channel is filled with everything you'd expect: fishing trips, stunning beaches, and unforgettable moments with friends and family. It's the kind of content people watch to relax. But on April 13th, 2024, what began as another ordinary fishing trip turned into something no one could have prepared for. "17-year-old Aidan had headed out with his close friends, Jacob and Sam, both just 15 years old. What happened next became one of the most terrifying moments ever caught on camera.
Oi, I don't reckon you're getting it.
Then, in the blink of an eye, everything changed. Jacob never saw the wave coming. Before he even realized what had happened, the ocean had ripped him off the rocks and dragged him into the sea.
What's it called? Oi, don't!
Aidan could only watch as Jacob was dragged farther out, growing more helpless with every passing second.
He's in the water! He's in the water, bro! Oi, Reed! Dude!
He desperately shouted for Jacob to swim toward him, but the waves were far stronger than anyone expected.
Dude, just try and swim towards us, bro! Oi.
With no time to think, Aidan grabbed the nearest pole and stretched it out as far as he could, desperately asking Jacob to hold on. Surrounded by crashing waves, Jacob resisted the urge to panic. He knew one wrong move could cost him his life.
Oi, you just be on wave watch. Oi, hold that. Go, just climb yourself up. Oh! Oi. Dude, hold that. Oh, dude, you're gonna fucking...
Instead of fighting the ocean, Jacob worked with it. He waited for the right wave, pushed himself toward the rocks, and finally managed to reach them. Sam immediately reached down to pull him up, but the moment he grabbed Jacob's hand, the powerful current dragged them both into the water.
Just don't panic. Oi. Just come this way. Just swim out here, man.
They tried again and again. Every single attempt ended the same way. Just when it seemed they were out of options, Sam remembered something. There was a rope inside his bag. With one last chance, Aidan threw the rope. Jacob grabbed it and refused to miss the chance. Moments later, he pulled himself onto the rocks.
Don't grab it. Go back. Huh? Go back. Go, get good foot in, just hold onto this and let it ground you. Go, stand on that. Oi, dude, just go stand. Have a quick, have a climb. Holy fuck. Come here, brother. Oh, fuck. That was fucking scary, cunt.
The relief was overwhelming, but as they looked closer, that relief quickly turned to shock. Jacob's body was covered in painful cuts and bruises, a chilling reminder of just how close they had come to losing him. Another video left Reddit completely stunned. Posted to r/terrifying as fuck, it starts off looking almost ordinary. Passengers are laughing, talking, and enjoying the cruise, completely unaware that, within seconds, their vacation is about to turn into a nightmare. At first, nobody seems concerned. It looks like just another powerful wave. But then the doors begin to buckle. Within moments, the ocean forces its way inside, and the room is flooded before anyone has a chance to react.
Door closed, keep the door closed. Whoa!
This is the kind of moment people only imagine in disaster movies. 1 second you're enjoying a luxury cruise, the next, you're trapped inside a room that's rapidly filling with seawater. As panic takes over, the camera keeps rolling, capturing every terrifying second.
Coming in!
Then, just as the situation reaches its peak, everything goes dark. The power cuts out. Thankfully, the cameraman had already uploaded the footage to Reddit, preserving one of the most terrifying moments ever caught on camera. Another terrifying incident involves Jacob Cockle, famously known online as Whirlpool Hitman. Jacob was a British photographer and YouTuber known for filming dangerous ocean conditions, especially whirlpools, massive waves, and rough water currents. His fearless videos earned him more than 150,000 subscribers on YouTube, largely because he often got remarkably close to some of nature's most unforgiving forces. His family was often concerned about his adventures, but they were equally proud of his achievements. By his early 20s, Jacob had already earned recognition from organizations such as National Geographic and the Sunday Times for his extraordinary talent in sea photography. In many of his videos, Jacob would throw objects into powerful whirlpools to observe how the currents reacted. But he didn't stop there. In most of his videos, he would jump into the swirling currents himself, documenting the experience firsthand for his audience. While these swirling currents looked thrilling and entertaining on camera, they were among the most dangerous natural phenomena anyone could attempt to explore. On May 28, 2013, Jacob left home for what would become his final adventure. His audience was eagerly awaiting his next upload. That day, he invited his friend, David Rain, to accompany him and record footage for the Whirlpool Hitman channel. The two made their way to the location. Jacob had even brought along a horse mask, hoping to make the video more entertaining and memorable for his viewers. Everything seemed to be going perfectly. Jacob confidently explained to David how he managed these dangerous stunts with ease. The two also discussed just how powerful the whirlpool was that night.
Yeah, it's good, it's all good.
Good.
Yeah, it's a very powerful one tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, earlier on it was scary. It's really scary.
It still is.
It's fine now because it's so deep you can kind of control it. When I first got in, I was a bit scared to be honest.
Yeah.
But it's safe as now, like it's good.
Jacob admitted that the whirlpool wasn't just powerful, it was genuinely frightening. Even so, he explained that the secret was to move with the current instead of fighting against it, which, according to him, made the experience much easier to control. Then, within moments, everything changed. After a few more moments of fun and exploration, Jacob disappeared beneath the water. Seconds turned into minutes, but he never resurfaced. Realizing something was terribly wrong, David began searching frantically. Jacob was eventually found unconscious in the water and later pronounced dead at the hospital. The final frame of the video reads, "Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever." A haunting message that, in hindsight, perfectly captured the life Jacob chose to live. English Woodsman is a YouTube channel run by Daniel O'Neill, where he has spent the last 10 years documenting his wild camping, trekking, and outdoor adventures across the UK. Today, the channel has over 113,000 subscribers, all following Daniel for his peaceful adventures in the wilderness. His videos aren't just about camping. Daniel also reviews camping gear and shares practical outdoor tips with his audience. In August 2023, Daniel uploaded what seemed like another ordinary camping trip in the woodlands, not far from his home. The video begins like any other. Daniel introduces the trail, walks his viewers through the surrounding woodland, and even points out footprints and litter left behind by previous visitors. After hiking for a while, he takes a short break beneath a tree and even spends a few moments promoting a packet of noodles to the camera. Everything seems perfectly normal until about 25 minutes into the hike. Out of nowhere, Daniel hears something that immediately changes the mood of the entire trip.
Tired, and it's going to throw it down Friday night as well. and rain camping is really good.
The expression on his face says everything. Whatever he just heard wasn't ordinary. He pauses, looks around, and tries to figure out whether someone else is nearby. Receiving no response, Daniel begins to panic. He slowly stands up and scans the woods, trying to understand exactly what is happening around him. He carefully looks in every direction, but what unsettles him the most isn't what he sees, it's what he doesn't hear. The moment he calls out hello, the mysterious footsteps suddenly stop, as if whoever or whatever was out there had stopped moving the instant they realized they'd been noticed. For a while, everything goes quiet again. As the sun begins to set, Daniel continues setting up camp and prepares his dinner, trying to convince himself that it was probably nothing. But just as he starts cooking his noodles, a sudden crash from the bushes pulls his attention right back into the darkness.
There's that noise again now. Hello?
Earlier in the video, Daniel had tried to brush the noises off. Now, he openly addresses them on camera. A little later, he sits down to eat and starts talking about completely unrelated things, almost as though he'd managed to put the strange sounds behind him. Dinner is over. He climbs into his sleeping bag, settles in for the night, and prepares to get some rest. But the noises return. Only this time, in complete darkness. They sound far more unsettling.
I'm going to be honest. I can't stay here now. I'm going to be a wimp. I don't care if people call me a wimp in the comments, but I can't stay here. I'm too unsettled. I'm nervous. I've done camping like this a load of times. I think I'm going to go find somewhere else to get this bivvy set up. But I'm leaving this spot.
At that point, Daniel decides he's had enough. He quickly packs his gear and leaves the campsite. Considering everything that had happened, walking away was probably the smartest decision he could have made. But the most unsettling part of the entire incident wasn't the noises themselves. It was the footsteps. They didn't sound like an animal moving through the woods. They sounded deliberate, almost as if someone had been quietly following him through the forest, waiting for the right moment to reveal themselves. Jumping to one of the most terrifying incidents ever captured on camera, this is the story of Storm Deboule, documented on his own YouTube channel, Storm Outdoorsy. Storm was a European YouTuber and adventurer who documented his expeditions across Northern Europe. Unlike most outdoor creators, Storm rarely spoke to the camera. Instead, he let the sounds of nature tell the story. The wind, the flowing rivers, and the silence of the wilderness became the heart of his videos, making them feel raw, authentic, and incredibly immersive. He had been solo camping since he was just 19 years old and began sharing his adventures on YouTube in 2024. Storm didn't just camp, he cycled across countries, slept in some of the harshest environments imaginable, traveled by boat, and showed his audience the reality behind these extraordinary adventures. But on October 29th, 2024, everything changed. It became the day Storm would never forget. Nature can be breathtakingly beautiful, but when it turns against you, it can become unimaginably brutal. Storm was traveling through Sweden's Lapland region. After parking his car in a nearby town, he began hiking deeper into the wilderness in search of the perfect campsite. His adventures were usually peaceful, scenic, and full of breathtaking landscapes. His audience loved the way he told stories almost entirely through visuals, often spending days alone in remote, unfamiliar locations. By the time he found a suitable place to camp, darkness had completely taken over. The freezing wind cut through the landscape as Storm pitched his tent in the middle of the snow-covered wilderness. What he didn't realize was that he had walked straight into one of the most extreme weather events of his life. Wind speeds reached nearly 120 kilometers per hour, while heavy snowfall rapidly buried his campsite. The temperature plunged to almost minus 18 degrees Celsius, and Storm quickly realized there was no safe way out. He grabbed his phone and began contacting the people closest to him. One of his friends watched Storm's videos as they were uploaded, seeing firsthand how the violent winds were tearing his tent apart. Throughout the footage, Storm repeatedly says, "Tonight is going to get worse. Jesus Christ." He also called his grandmother, reassuring her that he was safe and asking her not to worry. But just hours later, at 2:36 a.m., Storm made an emergency call to the Swedish authorities. He told dispatchers that he had suffered serious injuries in the storm, including a broken nose, and urgently needed rescue. Unfortunately, the blizzard was so severe that rescue teams couldn't reach him. It wasn't until around 10 a.m. that rescuers were finally able to enter the area, searching not only for Storm, but also for anyone else who might have been trapped by the storm. Tragically, by the time they found him, Storm was already dead. His body had turned purple from the freezing temperatures, and the blood from his broken nose had frozen solid. What had begun as another peaceful camping adventure had ended in one of the most heartbreaking survival tragedies ever documented on camera. In September 2024, Megan Page walked into the woods near her home, hoping to escape the chaos in her life.
I miss the psychiatric hospital, and I think I've been out for 5 days. It was safe there. When I got home from the psychiatric facility, there were cockroaches in my bed. Can you believe that? So that's why I'm in Humboldt. That's why I'm back in Humboldt. I'm staying at my dad's again, and it's really bad.
She had been struggling with constant arguments with her father. Whenever things became too overwhelming, she would disappear into the woods. It was the one place where she could clear her mind, calm herself down, and find the strength to return home. As Megan spoke to the camera about her father's behavior and everything she had been dealing with, something completely unexpected happened. She heard movement in the bushes. Then, without warning, someone started walking toward her. The encounter caught Megan completely off guard. She froze.
And then I go back home, and then he acts like nothing happens. Like a true narcissist. Like a true narcissist here. Okay, well you scared me.
Okay, walk by and
Okay, I'm sorry.
pretty hard. Don't worry.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Probably more dangerous for me. You're probably more evil than me. Right there, you're saying. You're bomb. Darn.
Before she could even process what was happening, the stranger tried to reassure her by saying, "I'm a sweetheart. I won't hurt you." Moments later, he asked her if she was a stoner. Instead of making the situation feel safer, every word he spoke only made it more unsettling. What frightened Megan the most wasn't just the unexpected encounter, it was the broken wine bottle he was holding in his hand. From the way he spoke and behaved, he appeared to be under the influence of something, making the situation feel even more unpredictable. Realizing the risk, Megan made the smartest decision she could. She calmly walked away. Although she later joked that she couldn't even feel safe in the woods anymore, the situation was anything but funny. For a woman alone in a remote forest, being approached by a stranger behaving so unpredictably was genuinely terrifying. When Megan eventually uploaded the video to her channel, thousands of viewers flooded the comments. Many said the encounter felt disturbingly familiar, praising her for trusting her instincts and leaving before the situation had the chance to become something far worse. May 21st, 2022, what was supposed to be a fun outdoor adventure for Tyson Pierce and his brothers quickly turned into a fight for survival. The group arrived in the woods of Hawkesbury and immediately began building a shelter for the night. Tyson usually went on these adventures alone, but this time his brothers were eager to experience camping with him, and he couldn't say no.
Before going in the woods, my brother and his friend asked me if they could come and check out the shelter because they never physically saw it, and I said yes.
What none of them realized was that this trip was about to take a terrifying turn. At one point, Tyson held his phone up to the camera. A weather alert had just appeared, warning of a severe thunderstorm headed straight toward them. Within minutes, the sky turned almost completely black. The wind grew stronger with every passing second. Realizing the danger, Tyson immediately told his brothers to get inside the shelter. Then the storm arrived. What began as heavy rain quickly turned into complete chaos. The shelter shook violently as powerful winds ripped through the forest. Tyson was terrified, not just for himself, but because he knew his brother's safety depended on him. At one point, panic took over. His brothers began screaming while Tyson desperately tried to keep them calm, repeatedly telling them to stay low beneath the shelter.
Tornado! Tornado! Stay low! Stay low! Stay low! Stay low! Stay! Stay! Stay low!
Even Tyson admitted he had experienced storms before, but nothing like this. The sound of trees snapping echoed through the forest. Massive branches crashed to the ground. Everything around them seemed to be shaking.
Stay low! Stay! 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 Stay low! Is it leaving? No! Stay! Stay! Stay low, buddy! Stay! 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 It is a small ball! It is a small ball! It is a small ball! Stay low! No, we're good, we're good. Fuck!
No, we're dying. We're dying.
No, stay.
Just when they thought the worst had passed, another wave of the storm slammed into the woods. The wind became even more violent, and for a few terrifying moments, it seemed as though the shelter would collapse at any second.
Stay! Holy shit!
Please, don't make me.
You good, only good.
But sir, ça pour ça, sir.
Please, God, please.
God, s'il vous plaît. Oh my God, no.
Stay low. No. Stay.
No.
Holy
Tyson, please.
Stay. Please, God, please.
God, please.
Somehow, the shelter held. Although parts of it had been torn apart by the storm, it remained standing just long enough to keep all three of them alive. After what felt like an eternity, the storm finally began to settle. Once things seemed relatively under control, Tyson carefully stepped outside to assess the damage. What he saw left him speechless. The forest around them had been completely transformed. Trees had been ripped from the ground. Massive branches were scattered everywhere, and the place they had been camping only moments earlier looked like the aftermath of a natural disaster.
Holy oh my God!
Can we run?
Holy
Can we go?
what the?
I'm running. Oh shit.
Yo!
Can we run? Why?
No.
Why? Bro, I'm leaving.
No, if another tree falls on us, we're screwed, man. Look at the tree.
Oh my God, I'm dead.
What the heck?
In that moment, Tyson realized just how close the three of them had come to losing their lives. On May 21st, 2025, Eleanor Grace, a content creator and adventurer, uploaded a video that left thousands of viewers genuinely unsettled.
Good evening, everyone. You're joining me on the way. Well, we already are on Dartmoor, but we're heading somewhere that I've never been to before, but I really wanted to check out this evening. I was really looking forward to a sunny evening with a potential sunset, and it's just gone incredibly great.
Eleanor is known for documenting peaceful escapes into nature, capturing breathtaking landscapes, and sharing the sense of freedom she feels whenever she's surrounded by the wilderness. At first, this trip looked no different. The video begins with Eleanor admiring the beautiful weather before grabbing her backpack and setting off from her car. After explaining her plans to the camera, she stumbles across a hidden spot that looks almost too beautiful to be real, a quiet, secluded place where she decides to go for a swim.
I'm gonna go for it. It's worth it. Forget something starts sucking on my leg. As gross as that sounds. How cold are we talking? It's not too bad. I'm gonna get over there. It's a little bit cold. It's not too bad though. There are a lot of tadpoles and everything around me and like little lizardy type things.
Everything seemed perfect. She couldn't hide her excitement as she explored the hidden location, jumped into the freezing water, and shared the experience with her audience. Then, everything changed. In the middle of enjoying the moment, Eleanor suddenly turns her head. She hears a loud noise echoing through the landscape. For a brief moment, she freezes. Was it another person who had discovered the spot? Heavy machinery? Or someone playing loud music somewhere in the distance?
So loads and loads of like planes and military helicopters and stuff above me. There's a really, really weird noise coming from above. I don't know if someone's wild camping and pumping up something, because that's what I can hear. It sounds like that, either that or it's extremely loud, heavy panting.
She tries to reassure both herself and the camera, explaining that the area is legally used by the military for training exercises. Maybe the strange sounds were coming from one of their training grounds. At least, that's what she hoped.
God, I hope it's someone wild camping. Anyway, Dartmoor is like a military training base. They do a lot of training around here basically, so I had to check the times for when they were doing that. There's various areas on Dartmoor where you can wild camp, and this falls under one of the legal areas you can do it. Yeah, it was coming from up there. It's pretty eerie when you're on your...
As evening approached, the atmosphere changed completely. The vibrant green landscape disappeared into darkness. The same peaceful scenery that had looked so inviting just hours earlier now felt isolated, empty, and deeply unsettling. Eventually, Eleanor managed to find her car and climbed inside. It was now completely dark. As she searched for the road out, she admitted to the camera that she hated driving at night and just wanted to leave Dartmoor as quickly as possible.
Brights on. I do not like driving on Dartmoor at night. The amount of animals everywhere, and you have to be extremely careful. I'm just gonna go to the outskirts of Dartmoor.
Thankfully, she made it home safely, but the story didn't end there. The following morning, Eleanor revealed what she hadn't fully admitted while she was still out there. Throughout the entire evening, she had an overwhelming feeling that someone was watching her. She couldn't explain it. It wasn't something she saw. It was something she felt, a constant, uneasy sensation that she wasn't alone, as if someone had been quietly observing her every move from somewhere beyond the trees.
Thrown in, which is absolutely gorgeous too. In some places on Dartmoor, yes, it does feel a little bit eerie. And I don't know if it's because I was completely alone. Like, a part of me wishes I had someone with me so that I could ask them how they felt about it. But then again, I might not have got the same experience because, you know, when you're on your own, you're not distracted, you're just you there in the environment in the present moment. I do like to think there's an explanation for a lot of these things, but I'll be honest, that place was eerie as hell. And I don't know if it's because of the noises I heard or just the overall vibe itself, but even more so than the place where I actually swam, this place is where I felt.
Looking back on the experience the next day, Eleanor admitted just how frightening it really was. What had started as another peaceful escape into nature had quickly turned into one of the most unsettling experiences she'd ever had. And even after leaving, the feeling never truly left her.
Multiple eyes on me in that quarry last night. But I had no idea where they were. I kept looking behind me. That bit there with the sheep and the bit of ruin was so strong. Like, it was so strong. Towards the end, when I was on my way back, that's why I was saying, like, where's the car, where am I looking? And I couldn't wait to leave, because it was even stronger when I went to leave. It was like, I don't want to be here. What I do find fascinating as well is that, and I've just realized, is that both that quarry and Kennel Vale were mining places. Kennel Vale actually had multiple explosions over the years, which led to a lot of deaths. That's why that place is known to be haunted. Something was off. That was a stronger feeling, more than any haunted hotel that I've been in, more than any haunted place that I've explored. All my hairs on my arms were stood up. Like, it had a feeling of just dread.
And those were some of the most terrifying real-life moments ever caught on camera. What makes these incidents so disturbing isn't just what happened, it's the fact that every single one began like an ordinary day. A peaceful hike, a camping trip, a swim, or an adventure, only to turn into something their creators would never forget. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next deep dive into the internet's most chilling true stories. And if there's another terrifying incident you think deserves to be featured, let us know in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.